Captain Paul for the Locker Room here. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, and let's get into it. The Seattle Kraken have been sliding recently, and it's not looking good. In their last 10 games, they are 4-4-2, and they got beat by the Minnesota Wild 5-1 last night in Minnesota. So what's the problem with the Kraken? Are they not good enough offensively? I don't think that's the case. While I will say this, having Vince Dung as your leading point producer as a defenseman, usually not a great look. In 73 games played, 13 goals, 48 assists for 61 points. I mean, I think that goes more about how well he's played. Jared McCann has 59 points in 70 games played. Jordan Eberle has 55 in 73 games played. Matty Beniers, 50 points in 71 games played. And then Yanni Gourde, 44 points in 72 games played. And that rounds out your top 5. I think that's a respectable point production from the forwards. While they lack a true superstar up front, there's a lot of quality players there. And I think, given some time, Matty Beniers could eventually become a point per game player. While the Seattle Kraken's offense isn't anything mind-blowing, they produce at a pretty decent clip. So is the defense the issue? I don't know. I think their defenders are pretty quality. While some might be a tad bit overpaid, I think this decor, just like their offense, is an average decor. So what is making them fall so quickly? It's the goaltending. Both goalies, Grubauer and Jones, have a sub-900 save percentage. Grubauer's numbers on the season: 34 games played, 3.05 goals against average, and 889 save percentage. Jones, in 44 games played, 3.07 goals against average, and 885 save percentage. You can't have both of your goalies be a sub-900. And while the Seattle team doesn't always play perfect in front of these goalies, no NHL team does, some of the goals shows the issues that they do have in net. Grubauer has been a travesty since he's came over. I would say Jones has been a little bit more steady in his one more game, but has he played that much better than Grubauer? I wouldn't say that much. I think Jones benefits his team really digging deep to pull out those wins. It's not necessarily his amazing performances. While both of these goalies throughout the season have had a handful of games that have been spectacular, it's just not been good enough. And what is the answer? I mean, Drager came in, he's just not the same guy that he looked like in Florida. They have a couple young prospects in net, but they're way out. If I'm the Seattle Kraken, I gotta be looking at bringing in a goalie next season. You're putting a lot of money in net. I mean, Drieger's in the AHL, and he's making 3.5 mil. Grubauer is making 5.9, and Jones is making 2 mil. You have 3 goalies on your roster making over $11 million, and none of them can stop a beach ball. That's one of the issues. Now, the system in place that Seattle has, maybe they need to do a little bit more of a trap defensive style to protect their goaltenders. But when you outshoot a team significantly like you did against the Wild, you should win that game. 5 goals on 20 shots is borderline ridiculous. It just is. So how far do I think the Seattle Kraken can go? I've been very harsh on your team, Seattle fans. I want to make this very clear. You guys, for the team that you have, are having a remarkable season. There's a lot of hope in Seattle. It's an amazing market to be in, and I think it's going to be a few years out until you're a true cup contender. But I see Seattle being a first-round exit. I think they'll stay in the wild card spot. I don't really trust the Calgary Flames to rise from the ashes, so I think Seattle and Winnipeg will be the wild cards. But this current iteration, I think, isn't talented enough to beat a #1 seed in either division in a 7-game series. But that is just my opinion. How far do you believe the Seattle Kraken will go? I would be interested to see your comments down below. I'm Captain Paul. I'll see you in the next video.
Arms way. Now he feeds Hartman, joining the rush. Hartman shoots and scores!